This is the Seiko SKX013. It's an automatic diver with the screw down crown, 37mm case, and only 13mm tall. I'm Keanu, I'm 18, and I like reviewing mostly smaller to mid-sized watches. If you didn't hear the news, this watch was discontinued. I'm relatively new to watches, so I don't remember when these were super popular. I guess I was just born in the wrong generation. You can find these watches on the used marketplace like eBay, Amazon, or local pre-owned shops. Prices for this watch can vary. At the moment, you can pay around $300 for a used one on eBay. Add like $20 to $100 for a good strap or bracelet, and you got yourself an incredible watch for the money. Just watch out for modified SKXs. On the other hand, if you try to buy a brand new one off Amazon, it'll set you back $1,000. I mentioned it was discontinued, so what else does Seiko offer? Well, Seiko has a solar diver for around $400. These are super cool, and I'd love to get one in for review. But let's say you wanted an automatic diver, well then you got the Seiko 5 range around $200. But a lot of these don't come with a screw down crown, and a lot of collectors just don't feel safe swimming without a crown that screws down. An honorable mention is the Black Bay 54. It's a smaller mid-sized automatic diver, but at more than 10 times the price, it's not quite what we're going to be talking about. So what are some similar watches from other brands that offer similar value? The Orient Komatsu. First off, this is an amazing watch. I've actually seen this watch in the wild. I work as a server at a restaurant, and someone was wearing it. It looked really awesome on him. However, there's one slight problem with this watch. It's just, for me, that's too big. 42 by 47 millimeters on my 5.5-inch wrist just doesn't really work for me. But let me be clear about my bias towards smaller watches. They're more comfortable and they're just way cooler in my opinion. But if you're also looking for an affordable mid-sized automatic diver, the SKX013 is really the best option. But what a great watch to have as your best option. Any Seiko SKX is free respect from any other enthusiast. I've had family members who aren't watch fanatics tell me that this is a great looking watch. It's got brushed finishing on the top and polished on the side, and hide scratches really well. This printed dial isn't as nice looking as the implied numerals, but I personally think that looks really sharp. The case is made from stainless steel, and ask anyone who's worn a Seiko before and they'll be able to tell you how comfortable Seiko cases are. Something about Seiko cases are proportioned so well. The exact measurements are 37.8 by 44.4 with a thickness of 13mm. It has a lug width of 20mm, which is way more versatile than the bigger brother's 22mm, and the presence at 5mm smaller is definitely smaller, but surprisingly from the side they have a very close lug to lug, which means that even if you have a larger wrist, you could probably still try this one on. I think it would work great. On my 5.5-inch wrist, I think I can pull off both, but this SKX013 is slightly more comfortable, and in my opinion, it just looks a lot better. The SKX range comes with a 7S26 movement. This is a tank of a movement, but let's just look at the specifications. You're getting 21 dual movement with a 41-hour power reserve at a B rate of 3 Hz. All pretty standard for an entry-level movement, but it comes with a day-date complication set at 3 o'clock, and both have quick set, which is really nice. This movement is super reliable. It has Seiko's DioShock technology, which is really good. I've dropped an old 60s Seiko with DioShock, and it just kept keeping great time. It's also anti-magnetic to 60 Gauss. Let me just say, I've taken my watches around a lot of magnetic fields. We're talking like hospitals, airports, music equipment, laptops, like anything you could think of, and I haven't magnetized my watch yet. So don't think you need an Omega Railmaster just to enjoy your watch. All these features mean that this watch can totally stand up to offerings nowadays, as of 2024 that is. However, there are two things to be aware of. One is the movement doesn't hack when you pull out the crown to the furthest position, so the second hand won't stop when you're setting the watch. If you're super serious about setting your watch down to the exact second, this might frustrate you, but you could always just wait until it dies to set it again. Two, this watch doesn't hand wind, so that just means you're gonna look a little silly while shaking your watch around. Just don't let these hold you back. The 7S26 movement in Seiko 013 is really a reliable movement, and I haven't had any issues with it while owning it. Moving on to the dial on this watch, it's a very clean look. It has big hands and big markers full of lume that last way longer than it has any right to. It's well balanced with the triangle at the top and the pill-shaped markers across from the day-date complication. Everything about this dial is printed, which I really like, and there's only necessary text. You got Seiko, automatic, Divers 200. The Divers 200 is really cool because it's in that red font. I think that this color adds character and allows for some cool strap matchings. Here I have it on the James Bond NATO, and I just think it looks awesome. Surrounding the dial, the Seiko SKX has a rotating bezel. This bezel is fully marked all the way around, unlike the newest Seikos. I personally think that it looks really cool. But the bezel also has a lume pip, whereas new ones do not. And the only thing that's lacking about the SKX bezel is the grip. The new bezels are far easier to turn. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, as for diving you don't want your bezel to accidentally turn, but I think that most people who buy this watch uses the bezel as a fidget toy and want it to turn like the new ones. This watch either comes with a rubber strap or a Jubilee 5 link bracelet. I'm personally not a big fan of rubber straps, and this one's no exception. I don't have the original bracelet to show today, but you can expect the cheap hollow link Seiko Jubilee. Sometimes I'll wear this with a Jubilee bracelet. It came with the watch, so I don't know where it's from, but it's really good. It's got solid screwed links, a rolled clasp, and it makes this relatively heavy. It also doesn't taper at all. These all combined make the watch wear larger. Buying a bracelet like this is something you should consider if 37mm is holding you back, because it'll make it wear a lot closer to what you're used to. I have two NATO straps I love to wear on this watch. The first one is a plain black one. I love wearing this strap on any sporty watch. I stole it from my mom's collection because it's just so comfortable. When I'm feeling more excited, I like to throw this NATO strap on it. This is the James Bond NATO strap worn in the movie Goldfinger. I like it on the Seiko SKX013 because it looks similar to the Rolex Mariner in the movie. I'd recommend investing in whatever straps best suits your preference. The great thing about this watch is it looks just as great on a bracelet as it does on a strap, and it's just truly a versatile watch. Seiko as a brand is also really recognizable to like common people and watch enthusiasts alike. They've been making watches for a really long time. I have some of their vintage ones, and they're just as good as the new ones. Honestly, you can expect pretty good quality from them. Some collectors see the newest dive offering as a downgrade because it doesn't have the screw-down crown, but I think they're still nice watches. The Seiko 5 Diver was my first automatic watch, and the display black really got me hooked into mechanical watches. Seiko also has a $6,000 diver that receives a lot of praise. I think Seiko is truly able to be strong at either end of the market, but in my opinion, their affordable range is where it's at. Their new GMT Seiko 5 is insane, and I hope to make a video about it soon, so please subscribe for that. When it comes to Seiko divers, some people have talked about the misaligned chapter rings. This Seiko SKX013 looks pretty aligned to me. After looking at my other Seikos, they all looked pretty aligned as well. Maybe I just hit the Seiko lottery, but all it takes is a quick Google search to see people complaining about it. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Watch collectors are detailed oriented, obsessive, and at worst downright nitpicky. It doesn't bother me personally, but if it bothers you, you probably know about it already, and you're typing in the comment about how mine is misaligned and I'm just blind and can't see it. At this price point, this watch is all you need and more. Unlike the bigger brother, the SKX007, I think that this watch still has a place in the market for affordable dive watches. If you're okay with a larger dive watch, we're talking like 42mm and over, then many other brands offer better watches for the price. But the SKX013 offers big brand name recognition, reliable specs, versatility, all while being at a size not offered by many other brands yet. So my personal experience with this watch, I think a lot of new collectors are looking for that smaller dive watch, because dive watches are affordable and they're easy to just pick up and wear every single day no matter what. And this was the watch I was looking for. I used to wear it to work a lot, but now sometimes I'll wear it mowing, and I even wore it fishing on a trip one time, and that was really fun. I think that it looks really good, and I can just pretty much wear it everywhere and not have to worry about it because it is more on the affordable side. Part of the SKX013 being discontinued, and it almost makes me think that maybe I shouldn't be wearing it so rough and I should be keeping it and like collecting it and make sure nothing happens to it. But that's another thing I've learned, is to just wear the watches. Don't obsess over keeping them in good condition. And yeah, I mean, what's the point of spending all this money on these toys if we're not even able to use them? So I really hope you enjoyed my review of this slightly underrated gem. If you have any questions or thoughts, please leave it in the comments below, and check out this video right here. I'll see you over there. Hey there, so the video you just watched was shot on my new A6700 with the 18 to 50mm lens. Shout out to Arthur R. His videos, I love watching them and learning about his camera stuff. But yeah, let me know if this camera was any improvement, if you like the quality of it, and hopefully it's getting better. I'm trying real hard on it, so yeah. Thanks for watching.